Good evening. Welcome, welcome. It is Monday, the 10th of June. Hope you are all well. Sorry I wasn't with you on my usual Sunday evening. I was busy typing up tutorials. As Mary, I think, who commented, was that a live action? Kind of, was that me in action? It was. I was like this. And I thought, I'm just going to keep on a roll. And I will craft with you this evening instead. Hey Sandy, hey Jackie, Sue, Paul, who's over on Sue, Janine, Joanna and Paul are over on YouTube, and you others are over on Facebook. Good evening. Hope you've had a good Monday. It's quite nice to be in my craft room and ready to craft on a Monday evening. So I had last night looked out. Heather's got me love. Sometimes I think by changing the evening, it's quite nice occasionally, because others who might not typically be able to catch me on a Sunday or a Monday morning, wherever it is in your part of the world, some people are able to catch me on a different day of the week. So good evening, right. I've just had my dinner and I've just made myself a nice cup of tea. How much I get drunk, I'm not sure. It typically goes cold. Right, I have pulled out the Wildflower designs. So this one here, which is some sweet little flowers and some dies. And then there is a coordinating pack of paper still in its packet. I tried to order this, the paper that is, a little while ago, not ages. Let me pop you onto my desk view. And it wasn't coming up as available. And then when I'd placed my order, it was then available. So it's been a little while coming. I'm not sure if I'm going to use this colour palette tonight, but I thought I would just share the paper with you in case you haven't seen it. I'm sure by this point you might have either have it in your possession or seen it a bit closer up. Now we're into June, but let me just take you through the pages. So we've got this beautiful blue. Sylvia's off out and about. Catch you on the replay. Evening, Alison. This one, isn't this beautiful? I think it's a bit of a hidden gem, this paper, actually. Possibly you're going to make me want this sweet. I have a tendency to do that. This one. It's pretty, isn't it? That's the sort of a shadow of that flower. I mean, I love a wild wheat, but if you're not a wild wheat fan, you have to agree that that is a beautiful paper. Wild wheat or not, that is a stunning pattern. Then we've got some Moody Mauve. This one's got some little flowers. More wild wheat. That pattern again. This one is called, Alison, the blue, the Moody Mauve with the white flowers. Gorgeous, isn't it? And I'm going to have to pop in and out on this one. That's totally fine to say. Not here on my normal day of the week, so understandable. It is called Wildly Flowering. And the colours in the back are Crumb Cake, Espresso, Misty Moonlight, Mauve, Mossy Meadow and Wild Wheat. There's definitely a blue in there somewhere. I'm going to say boho blue. Although I don't know, it says Misty Moonlight, but shades of Misty Moonlight. And so 163323. Wildly Flowering 12 by 12. There you go. So that is the papers. I mean, that is they are my favourite, those 3 pages. those three there. Whoop. Just stunning. Stunning, stunning, stunning. Okay, so let's have a little. Should we go with this colour palette or shall we do something a bit brighter? I was thinking brighter, although that paper is rather beautiful. So the dies, you've got a large double die cut there, so you get a frame and then the inside edge as well. This scalloped edge one with the pattern on it, and then just a smaller hexagon with the little dots and lines, and then all the shapes to cut out the images that are in the set. So size wise, on a card base, if I show you, that's our standard card. That one there is the size, and then that is a standard letter size card, and so that's how it fits on that card. So you'll get it that way, but not that way on either card. So there you go. So that is the sizing. Let's stamp out some of these flowers and then we can go from there. And good morning. Good morning, good morning. Right, let's grab I love a thingy die anyway. Paul, you made me laugh with your comment, and it's the Pied Piper of stamping up. Come and look at these goodies. You'll want to buy them. Right, let's have a look. So let's stamp out. We've got red rubber, we've got clear, and we will put them on some blocks. I did share a card actually. I don't know that I can lay my hands on it right this second. I don't know where I put it. But I did share a card that I did online the other evening. Actually, here it is. Not my typical style, but I was following along with the lovely UK demo manager, Helen, and she shared this fun sort of jigsaw technique, and this was the Wildflower stamps I've used on the background there. So kind of for a fun graphic card, then that, although might look soft and kind of autumnal colours in the catalogue, you could pop it with something brighter as well. So that was one I'd shared on my Facebook, definitely on my Instagram, maybe on my Facebook. So that was one that I shared the other day. Just sharing some alternate ideas. Right, let me stamp something. You can tell my head's been in work mode rather than Sunday relaxing mode. Taking a minute to get going. Let's do. Try some watercolouring. Let's see. Anyone has got any suggestion for colours, feel free to holler out. I'm going to just go kind of brights, I think, at the minute, but we'll see. There we go. So stays on. I've gone to that bit of paper. Let me chop that down. So stays on, and Let's start with this one. Oh, my wrist is sore tonight. Isn't that a gorgeous image? Maybe put one down there actually. Kind of like that diagonal. I have totally come on unprepared. I've got no watercolouring stuff. I've got no paper towel or anything through here. Let's put some water on those. And gorgeous grape for the allium. Ooh, I like that idea. Berry burst, gorgeous grape. I love your suggestions. Let's go. Gorgeous grape. Let's see if we can throw a bit of berry burst in there as well. Just for, or blackberry bliss, but the alliums are, or maybe blueberry bushel. Could that go a bit? Could we go a bit bluer with the purple rather than pink? I mean, I do love a bit of berry burst. What do we think? I mean, it's berry burst and gorgeous grape. Nothing like a bit of Monday evening watercolouring. Let's dry that. Switch off after the day. Oh, hey Rita. How are you? Good, I hope. Good evening, Sharon. Bit of purple. Let's pull in a bit more. I do need to just grab some paper towel, otherwise this is just going to get messy. Give me 1 second. I am back with you, and I have some water and I have some paper towel. Good job on my kitchen is only through the other side of my craft room door. It is not far to go. So let's grab a little bit more purple. I want a really strong, gorgeous grape, and we can then give that a nice flick on the background. Got a nice background to work with now, so let's think about what we're going to put on top. So shall we do similar again? Let's use our this bit of watercolour's got a bit of like something on it. I think it'll be okay, but I'm going to use that as my, I wouldn't say scrap, but we don't have scrap watercolour as such, because it's not really scrap. Let's do 2 of these. And give these a watercolour and a dry, and then we can, so I'm taking my water, my brush is wet to touch. I'm going to pop that kind of roughly, and then add our gorgeous grape. And I'll add a little touch of the berry burst just to kind of match up with the background. Interestingly enough, before I came on here, I had in my mind that I was going to go yellows, like background in yellows and things. So we might yet make a second card. Yeah, I'm keeping well within the lines, Becky. Throw it on. My on-stage technique. Yeah. Keep it in the lines, not. Right, let's grab our mini cut and emboss. So we have a die for this, and I am going to use the die because... Oh, welcome, Lisa. First time watching live. Where in the world are you? Right, let me grab this die. And then we'll just line that up and sandwich that down. Australia, good morning to you. Where are we at? We're Tuesday morning for you. I mentioned it on my post yesterday, but on Saturday we went to the South of England show, which is about an hour away from us, and every year it's there's like farm animals and tractors and machinery, but there's also like a food market and food stalls and like clothes bits and pieces and all that. I don't know, there was just lots, and there's sort of always sort of a few gadgety bits like kitchen gadgets and stuff, but it was really nice. It was sunny and we just had a lovely walk around. I came home with a thing that I never knew I needed to dice my onions and carrots, because I am a marketer's dream. They show me these things and I'm like, yes, I'll have it. So yeah, I came home with that and some what else did I get? I got some really nice Turkish delight, actually. It was a lemon and a strawberry Turkish delight, which was or is very nice. I haven't eaten it all yet. All the things you never knew you were going to buy, but it was lovely and sunny, so I had a lovely day out. It was at Ardingly, Heather, so yeah, it was Ardingly. I know, Jacqueline, I'm such like someone. They're like, oh look, like carrots, onions, potatoes, like thin slice, thick slice, long slices, like, you know, like a knife won't do. I mean, you know, but I had seen them on like TikToks or Instagram type reels, and I have been tempted before, but I've resisted to that point. But when they're right in front of you, it's like, go on then. Some gin alec, yes, I did. Yes, and tea spritzers I came home with. It was a can of, well, 4 cans actually. So I gave one to my mum and to try, and it was vodka, tea, Darjeeling tea, something else. It was very nice, very refreshing. So yeah, very nice. There was one with rose and jasmine, but it was a bit flowery. I wasn't so keen. I think the rose had kind of overpowered it a little bit. I have some of these floating around on my desk. Leftovery bits. I thought maybe we might have like a little bit of a frame thing going on. But I might need the inside bit of the frame as well. I'm wondering if I cut that. Maybe I could use a smaller one of this. I could use that one. That's quite nice, isn't it? Let me cut that in a couple of colours. Let me cut it in some gorgeous grey. Now I've bought it, I just now need to remember that I've got it and not tuck it away in a cupboard somewhere and forget that I've got it. Another one in Berry Burst, actually. We could layer these together. Oh, don't you love it when a scrap fits a die cut? I mean, that is like the perfect piece of scrap card for that die. Always satisfying when that happens. I know I've mentioned this before, but I keep all my scrap cards just in a pocket in front of the main card. So I always try and pull out the colour of card in a scrap before I reach for a new piece. I can't say that I always manage it, but I do try. I was wondering if I kind of cut that off to the side. Rather than it sit in front of the whole thing. Or quite like that. It's going to cover up. I do quite like that, but that's going to cover up far too much of that lovely background. Which is kind of why I was going frame. See, now I'm faffing about with that. What about if I chop that in half and turn it in on itself? Maybe. for another card. So I end up with so many bits of scraps on my desk. I need a hole punch. Let's find a hole punch. Where is my lovely punch? That's a good idea, Paul. Cut the frame. I'm going to that going across there. I don't know if the look of that tying on there is going to be the right. I don't know if it's quite the right look with this being kind of so delicate, and then I've got quite a chunky frame, but it is the frame from the die set. Going across a couple of times and then pop that. Do you see what I mean? Had that as like a band. Kind of nice, maybe. Yes, no. I think I might go with it. Just for something a bit different. Let me tab that down. That makes it a bit like a belly band then, doesn't it? That can kind of come around. Go through again. Or go. No. That. Not sure. Do you like that, Jacqueline? Something different to do with that die piece, isn't it? Kind of have a couple of these then. I don't know. Just kind of gives it something different. Ah, how funny is that? Jacqueline said place a card with the same style. But made it into a belly band. What a good idea. You could actually, yeah, you could have it going, you could use that style going around an actual card for a belly band. See, great minds. See, Jacqueline was on it. She was on it. You must have been channeling that to me. Let's add some splatters, Paul. You're quite right. Let me add some splatters. On here. We could add just to take some of the stark weight away. And dimensionals. So of course we're going to put these on with some dimensionals. Be rude not to. So I'll go dimensional. I think dimensional, but we'll just tuck it in behind. So I'll put one dimensional on there, and then we can just slide that in there. We should tidy up that edge. Give that a little trim. little sentiment on here, don't we? So, sentiments in this set. Thank you. You've been on my mind and sending happy thoughts. Let's do a thank you. Ah, good evening, Hazel. Are you off to work tonight? Monday night. Are you off to work or is it Tuesday night? Nothing wrong with a nap. I'm not going to use that whole piece, but I'm just wondering if I maybe heat emboss on some Berry Best. And we can heat emboss in I always do white. We could do black heat embossing, but the white is closer to hand. That's right, you don't do Mondays, do you? You do the rest of it. You do more than enough on the other days. Nice on a colour. So I think it's going to be too wide to chop it out just because of the way that the script works. And I don't want to hide the fact that I've tied that. So I think I am going to cut that out. Let's cut around. I'll give it a nice thick border. Go with the flow of the letters. There we go. Might have that over that side as well. Kind of keep the weight over that side of the card. And just glue dot that onto the top of that flower. Got a couple of glue dots and then that will just sit onto there. Then we need some sparkles. What sparkles should we go for? We want something. Oh, I know. These ones. The never too far from my projects. These are the adhesive back shiny sequins. I should know that by heart because they are my most favourite sequins. And I'm going to go all out. I'm going to do 5 sequins in the Berry Best. And I'm just going to move that one. Let's move that out a little bit. There we go. So should we do that onto Highland Heather or I think we'll go Highland Heather just to pull in because there's a lot of Berry Burst on there. So let me... Berry Burst would look equally nice, but I'm trying to give other colours a chance to come out and play because I do love a Berry Burst card. Shall we? I'm going to score down the middle at 10.5, and then I'm going to cut this piece of cardstock in half at 14.8. And no objections on the gorgeous grape from Joanna. She's that it'll do. Gorgeous grape is not my most favourite colour, but only kidding. Right, let's put that on there. I've ordered some new blades, but my blades are a little bit fluffy at the minute. I was naughty and I was cutting glimmer with my normal blades rather than using I've got a trimmer with an old blade in it that I should use for glimmer, and I was being lazy and I used the one that was on my desk, and now I've got a fluffy blade. Gorgeous grapes and the Berry Birth do look lovely together, don't they? I do need a inside for that one, just because the Gorgeous Grape's quite dark. So I will grab a little bit of white just to my inside. And once we stamp a few of these, have a little touch of those in the purple. That was the Gorgeous Grape, so let's put that on the inside. And as I cut those, I do wonder could use these. I'm just thinking you could use these on the back as well, so like you could have like an extra you've got that on there, and if you pop that on your envelope, you'll have that. So when you stick your envelope down, you would just put a bit of glue on the bottom of that as well to glue that together, but that would just give you an interesting fold on your envelope. So there you go, that is one. Should we make another? I've definitely got some yellow. I fancy doing a yellow background, and then we'll go from there. Maybe like a crushed curry daffodil delight kind of mix, I think. And then we'll need to add something else. What time are we at? It's only 20 past 9, 12 minutes past 9. So we've got a little bit of more. Hazel says 2 more actually. Keep going. Hazel's only just woken up. We'll just make more. Right. What have I got going on this week? So while I just move that out of the way of my desk, and have a very, I wouldn't say tidy up, but a quick swoosh of things to one side. I have my Spotlight on Nature class taking place on Saturday. Kits are on their way in the post, so kits are closed. But if you would like some ideas with the Spotlight in Nature, then my class is on Saturday evening, 7:30 UK time. All welcome. Come along. Judy, we're just about to make a second card. You are all good. I hope you are all right. So yeah, that is on Saturday evening. So if you fancy coming, it's a live Zoom class. But if you're not there live, then the replay is in the exclusive Facebook page for you to watch anytime that you like. And there is a PDF. So all my classes have detailed PDF. And I do the measurements in A4 cardstock with centimetre measurements, and I do the letter size measurements in inches. Right. It's only Monday, Hazel. There is time yet. It's not till Saturday, so you'll be hopefully you'll be good. Right, let me grab an embossing folder. So I've got choices. We've got, now there was one or two that I had in my mind. This one, which I don't know what it's called, but someone might kindly help me out without me looking through the catalogue, kind of squares together. And then this was a cute crochet, which I had missed in the catalogue, and that has only just recently come. I thought that looked like a fun folder, so I think I'm going to go with that one because I haven't embossed with that yet. So let's add that. This is a 3D, so it's one of the thicker folders. Oh, I've had a sneaky peek of the PDF. I've got, yeah, some fun projects. Different sizes as well. So there's a DL card and there is a larger 5x7 as well. So if you want ideas for different size cards, then that is what we will have in that class too. Right, so that is the cute crochet, which is like little granny squares, which I like. And then I'm going to bring in some crushed curry and just darken this down. So this is Daffodil Delight cardstock, and then adding crushed curry ink. I'm not going to worry about going over this too much, as in like the middle section, because I think we'll use the larger, that size panel, so we'll just have the edges. Paul's come to my rescue, thank you. The other embossing folder, Dashing Designs, this one, both really nice actually. Not sure which one I like, but I think that's got like little squares and circles and things. It's kind of but yeah, the crochet one, cute for baby cards as well, but just a nice pattern on the background. I can't resist an embossing folder. There's not many embossing folders I don't buy actually. I think they're such a good price point to add lovely texture to projects. Okay, so that's our crushed curry. I'm not too worried about the edges. I keep catching them, but I could ruffle them a little bit more. And then, shall we bring in a bit of wild wheat? Not loads. I've got a mini brush for wild wheat. I mean, I do like wild wheat, but I've only allocated a mini brush to it. A bit of wild wheat on the edges. Oh, I don't know. Have I gone? Wild wheat might be too much. What we might need to do to bring this back is add a bit of gold. Jacqueline says, what did I order from the online exclusives? Too much, Jacqueline, is the answer to that question. Too much. It's not as if I haven't got other things to be getting on with, and I got distracted by shiny new things is what happened. But I haven't checked my tracking, so I don't know when it's due. I'm thinking it will arrive this week at some point, so when it does, I will do a little unboxing with you all. There's some fun stuff coming. Oh boy, I know. Paul says I like the dark edges. I know, it's kind of, yeah, it's coming. I think sometimes you just got to persevere, haven't you? Persevere. Push through that initial, what have I done? Okay. So we started with Daffodil Delight cardstock. We've added some crushed curry, and then we've gone wild wheat. Could probably, I keep catching them, I could ruffle these edges, but right. I was going to gold embossing powder, and do I don't use that lovely new clean pad, Emma. It's the start of a good treasure map. It is. Right, I'm going to take my Versamark. Just go around the edge. I mean, in for a penny now at this point. In for a penny, in for a pound. Because there's no turning back from that. It's not the light and bright summery look that I was going for in my head, but sometimes, you know, these things turn out as a bit of a gem. That is far too much. I'm going to brush that off. Don't panic. Don't panic. I've gone far more than I thought I was going to. So let me grab a dry brush. Until the embossing powder is dry, it doesn't have to stay there. So until it's been heated, that is. I think I'm good with that. That is a bit of a waste, but where it's kind of in the Versamark and stuff, I am going to ditch it just because I don't want the sticky Versamark powder to go back in my pot. All right, let's give this a heat and see what we get. So this is gold embossing powder around the edge. Definitely giving treasure map vibes now, isn't it? Especially with the gold. Not bad looking background. Look at that shiny. So gorgeous in that light, and you've got all that lovely texture from the embossing folder there as well, which is just beautiful. You've got like the sort of doily look and the squares, so pretty. So hopefully you can catch some of that gold. I think it's kind of catching on camera. Oh, Paul says I'm going to copy this news with the mermaid and pirate. Yes, wouldn't that look awesome? You could do if you had the map stamp, you could stamp the map across before you emboss it, so that you get the map ingrained, and then you can emboss to make it like all textured, couldn't you? I don't have that world map stamp. It's missing from my collection, I have to say. It's a great one. It's a watercolor world, isn't it? That would look so good. Right. Copy away. That is what I am sharing for. So, shall we do? I'm just having a look at the paper just to see if I can get a bit of inspiration. That is the wild wheat paper, but I really do want to keep it more daffodil than wild wheat. I really want to keep that pop of yellow. So, shall we? I'm going to cut that in a white just to bring like the yellow back out of this, I think. Cogs are turning. Let me show you how this die cuts out. This gives you this piece, but it also gives you this cool frame. You've got the frame, but you've also got that piece, which is kind of the bit I was going for, but we could pop that frame up maybe on some foam dimensionals, something like that maybe. Shall we stay with the watercolour? What we're going to do with these flowers, I think we'll do watercolour but in gold. I so often, when I watercolour, watercolour with a white edge. And so I have you to see and I know you guys can't see this at the moment, but I can just about. So if I add that with some gold, you'll be able to see what I've stamped on that paper. I don't think it's available in all markets, but embossing powder's been out for a little while, But in the UK, I managed to add the new packs of embossing powder to my most recent order. It hasn't arrived yet, but they are on their way. Not that I'm desperate for embossing powder, but I did want to just see what they were like. They are the same trios that we get, so we're going to get them in gold, silver and copper, and then white, black and clear. There we go. So these are all in gold, so let's give these a heat. It's magic when you do the gold, isn't it? Oh, I'm excited for them, Joanna. Okay, so we have our gold. Pretty. We could leave them as that. Powder everywhere. Right, should we add some colour to these? Let's add a splash of colour. What shall we add? Let's add pink. What about doing, we could do so we had in the papers there was like a blue. Jacqueline says, but you see, I could leave them just as gold, but no, you are correct. I probably won't. We've got Virginia. We could do some yellow. Gosh, curry. I want a little bit of green in there. Old olive, I'm thinking. I wonder if I swap that pink for pretty in pink. Maybe. Or no, leave it like that. I know what you. Yeah, I was with you. Or Calypso Coral. Quite like the Calypso Coral. What about that? Let's do. I mean, you're only going to get a hint of the colour anyway because there's not a huge amount of space for colouring on these, but if we do Calypso, oh, nice. Pretty. And then, do you know, I might go, I was tempted to do those Calypso Coral as well. I really like that. Paul says, new embossing, but they're available in North America too. Awesome. I think they had an expected date of later, but they've arrived sooner, which is good. Old olive. I do like a Granny Apple Green, but I think that with these colours, I feel like the old olive's going to be maybe a less vibrant green is the way to go. gonna add. We're not staying within the lines. We've definitely. Let's add. A bit of green onto that. A bit of green down the stem, and then should we go blue? Let's go boho blue. Just make sure my brush was a bit grubby with green on it there. So we'll just add, not quite as watercolory as watercolory. Is that a word? It's now. As the purple, but we're definitely not staying within the lines. But I'm not throwing as much ink over this one. I might even bring in a touch of the Misty Moonlight. So this is currently boho blue, which is pretty, but I'm going to bring in the Misty Moonlight for a darker blue. Let's add some touches of that. To the blue background that is there, the boho blue, which is the kind of started that background off, but that is pretty with the gold. Pretty with the gold. one for the list, Hazel. Another Emmaism, watercolory. Is it any wonder that Google Translate doesn't help people out? My apologies. If English is not your first language and you're trying to translate, then I'm probably not helping by making up words. Right, should we cut these out? I mean, I love a bit of fussy cutting, but there are dies. So let's make use of these wonderful dies. And so I'll just loosely cut that. Ah, Melissa, hello. Right, let's just cut that into a thinner length so that we can get that through the mini. If I had used my normal cut and emboss machine, that whole piece of paper would have been able to stay as it was. I'm going to do it on the desk so that you can see. There you go. I mean, beautiful with that die, isn't it? It gives you all the edges. That is going to cut this little stem bit out. That one, and then we've got these bits here, so I'll be able to do more than one, but because I'm going to do more than one, I'm not giving it my full attention to make sure it stays lined up. I am going to put a little bit of tape. I just use the Scotch repositionable tape. Now there are several types of that Scotch tape, so you really want to make sure if you do get it that it's the repositionable one. It's got a blue inside to the, I just have it on a little holder, but it's got the blue inside, and I just use that tape. Other people I know will use post-it note tape. I've not done a cost comparison, but those rolls of tape last me ages. Line that one up and move that across. And this one, done that a bit close together. No, we're just about fits. So I'll get all of them on there, and then that can go through. That's given us all those lovely little wildflowers, and they're heat embossed in the gold for the outline, but you could stamp them in memento and colour with blends, or you could do watercolour pencils, or you could even just do a bit of blending. You don't even have to maybe even colour them. Joanna's mind is blown. There you go. Pretty little flowers. So let's pop that onto here. I'm thinking that we could have just a sort of a selection of these going across here. So we'll just have a little little wildflower meadow. I might put them together actually. Let me do, so I'll do a glue dot, and we'll have that. I love a glue dot. For anyone who comes to my classes, be sure you have a roll of glue dots on hand, because I do love a glue dot. Right, let's do, might pop, could go the other way actually, could put that down and then glue that down, glue that up. That's quite nice. I was going to pop the frame up. I think I still might. I think I might. I'm going to go frame up. Right, let me glue this, otherwise we'll be at 10 o'clock and I'll have been going for hours. Sorry. We're already over the hour mark. Apologies. I don't want to keep you up too late on a Monday night, on a school night. Let's do, what ribbon have we got? What ribbon do we have? We've got white. Is that a bit heavy? What ribbon? Maybe not ribbon. Right, let's do maybe just some linen thread in a minute. I might get some linen thread. Let's see. Right, I'm going to grab some foam doodahs. what are these called? Foam adhesive strips. They come in a long packet piece, and I just chop them down. I keep some in long strips in case I want them longer, but I tend to use them at a shorter length. Typically for sentiments, they're very handy. But for this frame, these fit perfectly. So we'll just pull them off. Hazel says I left school 61 years ago. Wow. That's not possible, Hazel. Not possible. And she says, carry on crafting. We can go into the night. Right. There we go. So we've got our frame popped up. I'm such a night owl anyway. I should have earlier nights than I do, really. I've got that frame. Lisa's got all day. She says it's early morning for her. I've got all day. We could do a marathon. We could do a craft marathon. I'm up for it. All right. That would be fun, wouldn't it? I'm just going to go for it. I'm just going to randomly stick these. So you'll notice that the this foam is higher than the normal dimensionals. So the frame still, even though I'm using dimensionals on these flowers in the frame, the frame still remains higher. So I'm going to just pop that on my glue dot. Shaz says Ruth doesn't come on to 11 p.m. plus every night. She's sometimes surprised and starts early. Oh, well, I'll just keep going till Ruth starts then. Can just move from one to the next, Shaz. Oh, Ruth is fabulous. Her lovely backgrounds. Does some works of art. Right, let me put that in there. I want that one to be a bit more on display. Jacqueline's in for the afternoon. Hope you've got a nice cuppa, Jacqueline. It's a good thing about everyone around the world, isn't it? It's the right time of day for someone somewhere. Okay, so we're going to put that on with some mini dimensionals. I've just got mini dimensionals and glue dots on my desk. So we'll go next to the frame and a little bit popping out, so it kind of comes out of the frame a little. There we go. So we definitely need a bow or a double bow. Night M. She says can't keep my eyes open. Let's do double bow. And I'm coming up round the back, and I'm going to loop that through itself and tie that into a knot that way. A nice double bow with single tails, and then pop that on the glue dot. Take your tool, and then we can pop that behind that flower there, I think. And then we just need a sentiment. wondering if we do a navy or just keep it white and simple. Want a little happy birthday, enjoy today. Oh yeah, that's quite a nice one. Beach day. That's got enjoy today. It's one that is close to hand. The sentiments that are in this set, the one that I'm using, which is the Wildflower. Well, I don't know actually. What about this? We could do the sending happy thoughts, but it would take up quite a lot of the image. Have that down there. I think I'm going to go enjoy today. I'm going to go smaller and just on white, I think. I think. Ah, thank you, Stacey. Thank you. Oops. To gold. China says it's stunning and there isn't even any purple on it. Oh, high compliment, high praise indeed. Enjoy today. Here's my bigger scissors. And then we just pop that on there, maybe just a couple of mini dimensionals will be fine. Just in the middle will be enough. Oh, thank you, Laurel. This is stunning. Right, let me put that on there. Oh, I need to double, that's got a double dimension. Let me double dimension that. Sometimes you forget how many dimensionals you've put. Let me double dimensional. I don't know if we need any gems. Or am I talking crazy? Of course we need some gems. What about? I've got some pearls. I've got some. These are quite nice, aren't they? Could put some of these on. What are these? Opal round assortment. Let's go with the blue. I'll have those. Any of those colours actually would have gone on there. I think that yellowy colour would have looked pretty as well. Oh, Jacqueline, thank you. She's bought it mostly because the dyes are amazing, aren't they? Those are fabulous. But Jacqueline's going to get her set out. She ordered it because of the dyes, but she's gonna have a go. Fabulous. Right, I've used the sentiment from Beach Day. A little random, I know, but sometimes sentiments are in all sorts of places, aren't they? Got to have a bit of bling, haven't you, Heather? Got to have a bit of bling. Shall we put it on a white base or a crushed curry base? I'm thinking white, just to bring the white from the list. It's predictable, but I'm going to do it. Right, let me cut that. This time I'm going to go 10.5 long, and then score on that way around. So I'm going to score at 14.8. And okay. Home folder, where have you gone? There. Because it's a wow card. Oh. Let's put the embossing really adds something, doesn't it? If you can get your embossing powder out, sometimes I think that's, I've got my heat gun on my desk and my embossing powder within reach. I'm lucky to be able to have a setup where I've got that and it's not tucked out of sight. I think if you have to put it away, you are less likely to emboss things if you've got to go to the effort of getting all the stuff out. I know sometimes it can't be helped. That is just the setup, isn't it, that you might have. But yeah, when you can use your embossing stuff. The matte is Daffodil Delight, and then I've embossed added ink with crushed curry and wild wheat. So the brightest part of that was daffodil, Paul. So there we go. Let's add a few of those flowers inside. Should we do a blue? One of them in the corner. Just to bring that inside the card. There you go. Right, let me show you, if you've joined a little later or you're catching the replay, let's show you the other card that I made at the start. Let me come back into view. There we go. Right, we've got this one that we just made and the purple. Oh, my camera's a bit high, isn't it? There we go. Chopping my head off. This one. So we've got two completely different cards. This one was Gorgeous Grape with Berry Burst, and the sentiment was from the Wildflower design stamp set. So that was the thank you from there. And then this one was heat embossed in gold. And then the sentiment was from, as I say, slightly random, but the sentiment was enjoy today from Beach Days, not necessarily a combination of stamp sets that you might put together. There you go. Thank you for joining me, whether you're here live or on the replay. I love to see your comments, and I love that you're here with me, whether I say it's live or on the replay. If you're here on the replay, leave me a comment. I always keep an eye on that as they pop up. Have a wonderful week, whatever you are up to. For some of you, I will see you Friday in Card and a Cuppa. For others, I might see you at my class on Saturday night. So that's using Spotlight in Nature. And if I don't see you there, I will see you next Sunday evening. Have a wonderful week, and I will see you soon. Take care. Bye for now.